handle the truth?
Was he talking to Tom Cruise or is he talking to you? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sermon in 7, the place where you can find your daily dose of inspiration. Listen, that scene has got to be one of the ultimate scenes in the history of filmmaking. But you know what? There's something that's really, really important that we all need to understand as Christians in the line that Jack Nicklaus quoted. Can you handle the truth? That's something that God is constantly trying to get his children to line themselves up with, that being the truth. Let me tell you why this is important. A couple of days ago, I'm driving in my car and I'm going to a location that I've never been to before, so I'm using the GPS to navigate me there. And as I'm driving and I'm looking at the little screen, the GPS screen, you notice that little arrow that tells you where you are on the map. And the interesting thing about it is this: as I'm watching that screen, it slowly dawned on me that the reason that the GPS can help me is that at any given moment, the GPS knows exactly where my car is. You see, in order to be able to navigate from one place to another, you've got to know where you're starting. Otherwise, you can never arrive at your destination. And this is something that's vital for a Christian to understand. God is constantly trying to get us to be honest about who we are and where we are in life so that he can get us to where we need to be. The problem is we often act as though we're not what God is telling us that we are. You know, it'd really be difficult to navigate to Dallas, Texas, if I'm in Boston, but I act like I'm in Alabama. It's not going to work. If I'm going to navigate to Dallas from Boston, I've got to be honest about the fact that I'm starting in Boston and not Alabama. You know, the Lord had an interesting example of something like this in the upper room with his disciples. While he was there, he told them, after they'd celebrated the meal together and after he'd washed their feet, he told them that on that night, they were all going to fall away because of him. Now, Peter, being the man that he was, spoke up and he said, "Lord, you know what? I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm a ride or die sort of brother. I'm in this thing to win it. If they come for you, they're going to have to come for me. If they arrest you, they're also going to have to arrest me." Now, I'm sure when Peter said that, he actually believed what he was saying. But the fact of the matter is, that's not who he was. Because the Lord told him that before the rooster crows twice, you'll deny that you even know me on 3 separate occasions. You see, what Christ was trying to get Peter to understand is this: Peter, I know you believe that you are fully committed and you can actually be a fully committed person, but right now, that's not who you are. In other words, he's trying to get Peter to handle the truth. Now, Peter wanted to debate the issue with the Lord and continue to say that's not who he was. But later on that night, he discovered that he was exactly the man that Jesus said that he was. Listen, when the Lord tells you and I who we really are, he's not trying to hurt us. He's actually trying to help us, because Christ understands that unless you're willing to be honest about who you are right now, you can never become the individual that he wants you to be. We all have to face the truth about ourselves. And because that truth sometimes is hard to admit, many of us don't want to accept it. But let me tell you something. Truth is true whether you accept it or not. Those things about you that you're unwilling to accept, just because you're not willing to accept them, that doesn't mean that they're not true. Do yourself a favor. When Christ is telling you who you really are, believe him. And although his words might sting, he's telling you that so that you can begin to transform your life. We want to be like Tom Cruise in that movie. I want to know what the truth is, because when I know what the truth is, that's when the transformation begins in my life. Jesus himself said it. You'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And the freedom that he's talking about is the freedom to become the man or woman that God wants you to be. Stop denying the truth. Admit that what God has been saying about you is true. And when you embrace the truth, you'll discover that things in your life will begin to change. Listen, If this video has been a blessing to you, do me a favor. Hit that like button because it helps my video on the internet. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so you'll be notified when I load a new video. And before you leave, take a moment to check out this next video. In that one, I highlight why people sometimes go to church for the wrong reasons, and I also lay out some things that can help you examine to see if your faith is actually genuine. That video is beginning right now.